guess why did you start biking and like how?
So pretty much, like, of course, I learned like every other kid, just grab by the saddle and then let go. The big thing was is that it was in my family for quite some time. My father did a lot of touring and trekking throughout Austria, and he only had a three-speed bike, and I have like a I had a 12-speed bike, and that was a pretty crappy bike, and my dad said that thing was amazing. It started with my dad passing it on to me, and I grew my love for it. And that's how it came to be.
What would you say is the hardest thing about biking?
Mm, that's a hard question. That's a hard question. I'd say the hardest thing about biking probably would be dealing with the different random challenges that come along the way, because sometimes you're biking and you get a flat. You gotta fix it. You gotta at least learn how to fix it. And if you have a flat and you're out in the middle of nowhere and don't know how to fix a flat, you're gonna have to figure it out. And yeah, yeah.
What would you say it's like for like cycling in Toronto? Because I know it could be pretty busy. So like, how's it for you?
Well, for me, cycling in Toronto is a bit tricky. You gotta kind of learn driver attitude and everything, and learn to flow with traffic. I mean, there's a few bike lanes, but they don't really do much. And more or less, Toronto is more catering to cars because there are more cars and vehicles. So, in my opinion, I don't think there is much that cyclists can do to better the city, especially when most of the population drive cars. But it's great to see people on the road riding their bikes and everything. Still, you know, it shows a kick in spirit. Maybe things change down the road.
What would you say is like your favorite thing about biking?
Favorite thing about biking? Another hard question. You're giving me the really hard questions. Uh, I'd say my favorite thing is when you just bike and everything just flows. And then when you come to the end of your ride, you look back and you see, how far did I go? And when you look at the distance and everything, you're just like, wow. And then you think about all the things you saw while you were biking. Like, you see many different things. You see woods, forests, beautiful scenery, and you see animals along the way that you never thought you'd see. It was sometimes the weirdest things ever. Even the people you meet, it's probably one of the greatest things ever.
Do you consider biking like an escape from your everyday life?
Yeah, it is. I mean, this world's tough as it is already. And to bike, you just let everything loose. And it lets you go somewhere new, see something new, not see the same old gray, go to work, 9 to 5, paycheck to paycheck kind of life. On the weekends, you just hop in the saddle and then you're off somewhere new. Most of the times, my trips, I don't even plan them. I just jump on them and go.
And I guess my final question would be, where do you plan on going with biking and cycling in the future? Like, do you see it taking you anywhere?
Well, I see it taking me a lot of places. I mean, I've had the longest time I've been trying to plan. I would like to go on a transcontinental bike ride across Canada. Not for really anything, just for the fact that I want to see Canada by bike. I mean, maybe I'd stop over in a town, and maybe I'd like it there and stay there. Or maybe I'd just keep on going and keep on going and keep on going. I mean, there's no real limit to biking because not every man can bike every crevice of the earth. So, I mean, there's gonna be no end to biking for me. I mean, just gotta pack up, keep on moving.